they take away Aria's LeBlanc. He'll pick up the Ari!
Yeah, you know, one of the things that has been left open entirely is the Corki, right? And that LeBlanc ban, I was like,
Their draft synergy is very disconnected. They have both pick potential with this Ari early on. She can side lane fairly well.
It's one of his favorites in the jungle. As we will jump onto the Rift here for game number 1. But yeah, you usually take the Scorch on the Jace just to really try to lane Kingdom. But I think it's Rascal showing respect to Gwen's potential early on. As we do have the Ignite going down onto Life, and he is taking a bunch of damage.
It does make the Jace pick in the early game feel a little bit worse when you're not able to have much pressure. He's finally starting to put some of that on here. And bottom side of the map, this much control going over to the Lux. Caitlyn is fantastic, right, in terms of what you're looking for. This is not the matchup win rate against the opponent, but just in general the combo. We've seen a lot more games, nearly triple here for Caitlyn Lux. Here we go.
Oh, man, this is an early trade. Bertle really trying to get ahead of Rascal. He's got Canyon coming up, but look at this. We have Cuz here first. And that should be enough. The back timing is coming in. Canyon trying to shut this down, but with red buff Xin Zhao there, even though Canyon's up a level, he will respect it. And that's going to be first blood going into the hands of Rascal.
A lot of damage onto this Lux, who has very low mana. And, you know, this could be the opportunity for KT to actually rush for Herald.
It is a Xin Zhao getting in there onto 2, trying to set this up, and he's just going to kill Showmaker by himself. And now Arya's going to come over here. Canyon, nice flash. Otherwise, you were 100% dead, and a fantastic setup here from Cuz.
Dokdama's going right now. He's waiting for waves because you can't go up there. You can't walk up to that minion wave anymore without vision on the other side of the map. And like you said, the Lux problem is a big one.
Oh, he's trying to take the 1v1. Rascal takes a huge amount of damage. Not really shelling out too much of his own, but there it is. Finally going to get that accelerated shock blast. Look at Bertle. He's running the other way. Arya coming in from behind and is able to help pick that up. Life, unfortunately, with the kill secure.
Veigar isn't getting enough of a lead in farm, right? We're not seeing him pick up too many AP stacks in this game because he's been on the back foot. He hasn't had any control. To farm is actually to put yourself in danger as Dom1Kia. So they have to just kind of hope this game goes 35-minute plus. That is your win condition right now, is to survive. This is now a, you know, turret defense game.
Uh-oh, Arya just gets totally caught here, and the damage is not going to be enough because Karma is there. KT are doing a great job of trying to push their edge right now, but this is a little bit overzealous. They need to wait for the Ezreal and the Karma, as Life and aiming will get here. Event Horizon is going to miss. Teleport used by Arya, as they will be able to mostly get away from that. The Karma value you can see from ahead is just insane. Has a lot of damage once again onto Arya. And the thing is that Dom1Kia are just playing this very passively. They're like, no, we're just going to sit back and farm. It's fine. It's Cloud Soul, whatever. We're just going to clear waves, as you mentioned before, Wolf. They're very, very good at that. They can set up traps. They can set up event horizons. They can clear waves for days. And that's exactly what they're doing. So KT, while they are ahead, they're definitely trying to push their edge, but it's not the easiest game in the world here. And you can see he's got a Karma right behind him. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty slow. I think that KT could have done a little bit more in terms of being proactive around the big objectives, but they're still winning pretty handily, as Rascal is going to get caught out here. Let's see how quickly KT respond with this, as an insane amount of damage goes on a Showmaker. Rascal's really fighting against them both right now, as the mist is down for Bertle. Showmaker, he's pretty squishy as well. He does have the Zhonya's and the Everfrost, I suppose, but this is taking forever.
This is taking forever, but KT are not getting anything on the other side of the map, so this is still a huge win for Dom1Kia. They decided to just push mid and top, during this, instead of actually starting Baron. They cleared vision, and Dom1Kia not quite yet in a position to contest this. They have no vision. They can't go through this choke point. Look at Arya's positioning here. Dom1Kia are going to maybe even lose Canyon. Nope.
And it will be okay. The Lux shield will come through, and they did spot it with the ultimate from Kellen, but there's, again, no way for them to enter this area right now against this amount of damage and poke, as they do get the Event Horizon down, but that's a charm on the Showmaker. It's the immediate stasis, as Dalman are trying to fight this, but it's not happening.
No.
You know, like, Ezreal wasn't there. KT don't really care, as, yeah, we do have Canyon now here, but aiming very strong. He will have to flash away just to make sure, and now. Canyon's gonna, Canyon and Duck Dom will have to do enough damage to him, I suppose.
Will the Dom 1 Kia, they can win any team fight from behind mantra come true? Because that's what needs to happen here. This needs to be the ultimate Dom 1 Kia from behind. Best team fighting team in the world. Can they do it? Because without the perfect fight here, this game ends with the Elder Drake for KT.
Alberto already took a third of his health in damage, getting poked out there by aiming. An immense amount of poke damage right now with the Jace and the Ezreal. Bertle is just trying to push this bottom wave, and he's getting cut down by the Ezreal here, as now even Cuz is getting into the fight. With all the shields that are available, Life's just going in between the two of them, but Rascal, he just gets burst down there in the brush by himself. It's
big overextension.
Yeah. Down he goes.
Big overextension. He's flashless now, too. He did not only did he die, but he lost his flash. And I don't think KT can buy 40 more seconds of time here. They don't have the poke anymore without that. I mean, sure, Ezreal can poke a little bit here, but he needs to start hitting these Qs. There's a nice true shot.
It's crazy how Domlin are still alive with this Phalanx composition and the way they're playing it.
6,000 gold behind, but they might make it work.
Hey, they're really making a big push for this Elder Drake. I mean, it's still a lot of Fed members on the side, and there goes Bertle. I mean, he's immediately dead. Canyon's still in the pit, but Duck Dom and Kellen trying to kill Aiming, but they cannot, as Aiming will go invisible. He picks up 2, and the rest of them fall down like a house of cards. Down will go Showmaker eventually, and that will be the ace here for the side of KT.
Arya with the ult over the wall, hits the charm onto Bertle. Once Bertle's down, you don't have any tankiness in this composition. You don't have any staying power. You're not going to be able to sustain through that very, very strong level 18 Ezreal who's just chucking Qs at you. Second Rascal respawns. He's not coming to a team fight. He's coming to end the game. This was a masterclass of how to get ahead early with lane prio. We talked about it. KT on red side. They get a counter pick for Rascal. He gets ahead. Early lethality. And that's all she writes here for game number 1. KT Rolster taking out Dom 1 Kia. Arya hits the charm onto Bertle. And once that happens, Aiming is just going to be able to wriggle his way out of anything in this fight. Like, there's no way to get on top of him. There's no way to threaten him.
They tried desperately. Also quite good with the Yuumi if we do have Tryndamere coming into the team fights. And we have seen that more and more. In the past, I think when Tryndamere was first coming up, it was a lot of, okay, well, he's going to be alone in the side lane. He's going to be very annoying to deal with, and we'll just leave him there. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to jump onto the Rift here for game number 2. Dom 1 Kia versus KT Rolster. And, coming into today, I think a lot of us were expecting Dom 1 to take this one.
A pick they get at 30 minutes because their game sense is just so much better. Here's that Xin Xiao roam we were talking about, the gank for the top side.
Oh boy. Ghost already used, and Bertle's going the wrong way because he knows that there's a very low chance that he's getting out of this one. Over the wall comes Cuz. Bertle with a really nice dash back over the wall, but there's the flash as Rakan comes in. Kellen's here from the bottom lane. It's not going to matter.
He loses his flash, too.
Yeah, that is a huge win here for KT Rolster.
You cannot. This is exactly what I was talking about in the draft. This is exactly like the problem that happens is you have bottom side controlled. Meanwhile.
Yeah, okay, we didn't get a look at that, but I would assume that Canyon just had a read on where Cuz was going to go next, and he was able to take him down. So Canyon trying to win this one back for his team. Actually going to stop the backs here as he is backing himself.
How close is he to 6 is the real question. I'd like to see Rascal clicked on.
Yeah, looks like Rascal trying to survive here. Canyon is going to take that last shot. Even flashes after he was out of range. The damage is not coming out here. The Q will go in, and just barely they are able to pull off that dive.
Into, this awkward spot on the top side of the map. Is just going to go over here and take him when he's on Raptors.
This is not what I expected to see.
Yeah.
Cuz is desperately trying to start this fight and get the Raptor, and Canyon he's like, no, I'm just going to skirmish better than you. Lee Sin.
Yeah, Lee Sin, obviously with the Q execute damage there. So obviously now Rascal is stuck here. He couldn't really complete his back because it would have been shut down as Canyon does have the flash, doesn't end up hitting the Q. If he doesn't hit that Q, And Damo and Kia already started this, so they were kind of trapped into this situation, and now Jin is rotating up very slowly, albeit, but he will be here in time to contest. Tryndamere still has ult. This is a great fight for KT's comp if they can set up the engage. Here comes Rascal.
Rascal is getting chunked out as we speak. Showmaker and Kellen doing a good job of zoning away aiming as we speak as well. Cuz trying to get on this fight though. He gets on top of Dum. The Jinx left all alone as Showmaker tries to get the kill onto aiming, but they cannot return it. Finally, the burn will go down and they do get aiming, but there is just so much that is going into the pockets of KT. The one saving grace, Damwon did pick up the Rift Herald and they'll look to push it. And they're right around the corner. The knockup comes in, and Cuz is dead. No flash, no crescent guard, no anything. So actually, in live, Rascal's going to get this kill. Add another solo kill onto his record, as he just can't get enough of those solo kills.
Just gets another one. Nope.
Would not have killed him anyway.
The side laning a Tryndamere could do versus a Graves can be extremely deadly. Bertel is thinking as Lucky Stars he has teleport at least this game. That's going to keep him relevant later on as Arya finds himself the target here. Respect being shown like crazy here for him though.
Yeah, he knows he's under pressure and Cuz is there, but that's not enough to stop the three of them getting on top of him, especially Lee Sin and Rakan and LeBlanc from the mid lane. Now, every single kill has gone into the pockets of Canyon, except I suppose the one that went to Bertel. But 4-0 Lee Sin, it's going to be a lot of early game power.
And because he's winning this hard, hold that thought.
Oh, he's going for the kill. You can see Bertel, he misses the dive over the wall, and the ultimate will just barely get Rascal to safety. Make that 2 solo kills in the one game.
Well, he bought a Hull Breaker now, but he's unfortunately 2 solo kills too late for that one to get the maximum amount of value. Is forget everything I was saying about Showmaker right now. The whole focus is going to be on Rascal, and this is what I said before this series started. You were talking about it's been like one of our points of the match, right? Is okay, Rascal, biggest solo killer in the LCK. Again, well, only one carry is really diveable, as you mentioned. LeBlanc, not so much.
Aiming is frontlining while tanking the dragon. Not sure about that, but
he's got honey fruit.
Yumi.
He's all right.
There's a Yumi too. I mean, there's ways for him to sustain up, as there is a bunch of damage already being done to this dragon about halfway down. Aiming going to open up, but Bertel is ghosting in and looking for it, but they burst down Canyon. Down will go the Damwon Kia jungler, and they do pick up that Mountain Drake and maybe a bit more. Here comes Arya on top of Bertel, and all of a sudden, 2 kills and a Drake. KT, they are back in this game.
And the KT knew exactly what they wanted in this team fight. I know everybody's eyes are going to be on the 1 in 5 Graves, who is Bertel, who got solo killed several times this game at 4 deaths early. But, you know, I think this was really just a Damwon Kia team mistake. Showmaker, greedy.
He might just die to Ignite. Red buff. Yep, down he goes as Vex is going to pick up the kill, and that is just wonderful. I mean, you're a Vex. You're so far behind. You get a successful team fight. Then you get a free pick onto the enemy mid laner. I mean, what else would you want right now?
I mean, you're not supposed to be able to get these kills, but you are now. As Damwon and Kia don't need another one over, they don't have the threat of this LeBlanc anymore, but they're still looking to group up to deny this early Baron take. It's very greedy what KT are doing, but they're setting up for a pick, right? They have Arya over the wall here. He's unseen. He knows there's no vision.
And they're trying to get on top of Rascal, who is level 15 in this game. Nobody else, you can see all the numbers, like he is 2 levels ahead of everybody else in the game as, well, this is just Canyon, I suppose, trying to get in onto the Baron and maybe get a kill, but that is not going to happen, and it is more difficult. But at the same time, KT have poked a hole in the defense. They have made their way into the river, as Arya is still on the top side. He is all alone. Doesn't matter what items you have if you're there, as they're trying to burst down the dragon now. Let's see if KT can do it. It's going to come down to a smite, and Canyon will get it. Huge knockup comes out there in the pit. As KT, they're still trying to fight here. Rascal still on the run, aiming left all alone. Down he will go, as Cuz he will have the cat on his back, but I think the both of them are dying.
Canyon lives too. KT get nothing. 0 nilch, not anything at all in this fight. Single kill, not the steal, and they get aced. Big overextension here. I think the call is definitely to walk away after you get hit by all of that damage. The fact that they were so low and still decided to push the issue is actually why looks like we're going to game 3.
Yep, they're going to try to end here, especially with all 5 members available against only Rascal, who does not even have his ultimate ability. As I suppose Christmas this year wasn't very fun for the side of KT as they threw it all away. DK will pick up the win here in game number 2 and heavily win in that mid lane. And just overall, Dom and Kia were able to play out that last team fight. I think that was really the straw that broke the camel's back. We could have had a much longer and closer game.
And it's going to be about really how much power the Graves has around the early Rift Herald that you're most worried about as Dom 1 Kia. And later on, you should be able to scale up very well. You have Jinx, you have Malzahar, could single target blow up anybody. Positioning is going to be super hard, though, you know?
We're going to try to get ahead with this one. We'll see how it does go as we hop onto the Rift here for game number 3.
As Canyon's waiting.
And he is Lee Sin. He's down a level, but getting the jump on Rascal here, he should be totally fine, as now he's got Gwen coming down from the top side. He's just going to hop away. Obviously, no pry-out from mid for Dom 1 Kia, so Canyon just trying to be annoying there as the chains will land. Arya does get a nice amount of damage down. With the pry-out from top and mid to fight over this, as KT will freely pick this one up, and you're late to the party. And it looks like KT do want to fight this, though. The stopwatch available there for Life, kind of baiting his team into this one. He's just going to flash away. As KT, you do not need to take this fight, but it feels like they want to, as in goes Rascal. Big knock up over the wall, as that is just going to give Dom 1 Kia a chance to win this one. They take out the Viego before he can get the resets. As a double kill will go into the hands of Canyon, but at the same time, KT pick up 2 kills of their own.
And, you know, I mean, we're going to have these moments, like these, it's almost like a heart rate monitor where we're like, every time KT has an objective, they like spike for the fight. Is Life?
Yeah, Life is alone. Not too much to say about that. That is a free kill over to Showmaker.
Only a 1,200 lead as Rascal just walking forward, no vision.
He's just like going for an afternoon walk. Like, what is that?
Bit of a jaunt, will you just walk right into the river there, or face second bushes?
I'm Hullbreaker Graves. I can do anything I want. Yeah, definitely not the cleanest play we've ever seen. KT still have an opportunity to take this one. You can see that Rascal is very far on the opposite side, not around his team, though. He doesn't have Ghost either. He's finally going to jump in. Life gets that big engage with the Zhonya's. Pulled back with the Fate's Call. They get insane amounts of value out of all of those knockups, and DK, they're kind of scrambling now.
Arya, he needs another one of those big distortions.
Oh, that's a big smite that comes in from Canyon, as now Bertle, he's trying to lay in the needles, but it's not really working out. And Arya, he's looking for more. He might just be able to take out more than one. Not going to land that chain, though, as Bertle just barely going to go down. Life able to take him out with that flag. As the slow goes down onto Duckdom, he's looking for that big Ren set. Not quite going to happen. As KT, they lose the Drake, but this is a pretty big swing in their favor.
Now, Dom 1 Kia lost a lot in this in terms of gold going over to KT, but they do slow the game down by, as you say, denying the sole point.
And you can see now we are actually going to have a fight over this. Dom 1 about 2,500 gold down as Duckdom shows, or rather not Duckdom, Bertle shows in the bottom side as this engage will not come through, as there's the engage. Life gets into the backside as the huge knockup with the Fate's Call. KT tries to burst them down, but they fail as 2 kills go to Duckdom. The front to back is set up for them. And there you have it. Rascal's on the run. Aiming's on the run. Duckdom not quite able to take him out, but that's 3 kills for Dom 1 Kia.
Life was in the perfect spot to look for this. Like, that's why I was shouting for his covered up by the UI there. The whole engage is on this Jarvan.
Gold does not tell even a tiny portion of this game. As Bertle is going to face check here. No vision, a very nice little gank rush as they somehow snuck around all this. The Needles like nearly kill 2 people. And a third one there as well. We're going to have a showdown once again.
Always watch where Life is before these fights break out. He's silenced now. If he can get the angle here. would be the big win, right? I mean, that's the hope.
Yeah.
And then maybe you see a Rascal layered on top. These are the ways this could work out. Arya's like desperately trying to poke.
You can see how they're trying to get this out as Hold That Thought aiming goes into the back line, and down he goes. Bertle just going to sweep him up with the needles, and that's all they needed to do. Once the Kallista's out, you're losing so much of your damage, and that will be KT giving up on the fight. Damwon pick up the second Drake, the Infernal Drake, as KT, they're trying to get something else pretty tricky going here.
Yeah, I like this play, considering that Bertle just doesn't have any opportunity to escape here, and even with Ultimate will not be able to trade anything back. Buys a lot of time. ED for sure.
Yeah.
But he's down. But what do you do next as KT? Like, play from Canyon.
어차피 내가 발로 쳐줄게 이번에.
This
나
is
봐줘.
not easy to do.
Yeah.
나 봐줘.
And look at him go. He just goes straight onto the board, gets behind him,
괜찮아. 천천히 해봐.
taxis
천천히
over.
해봐. 나뺄 수 있어. 뺄 수 있어.
And like, Buzz is in a position to where if somebody came alone, they could actually get a kill and then start to threaten a lot more. This might be enough to pull Damwon away from Drake Cryo.
Bertle's going in on this fight, but as you mentioned, Cuz is here. The needles miss. As the stun and the flash come in, they're trying to get on top of Bertle. He has a Zhonya's, and he's trying to hop away and do the damage, but he cannot. As the Drake is coming up, Damwon are left wondering, what do we do? We got to burst this down, but we got to save our base. Looks like Showmaker will be here to stop the push, to potentially even a fault, where it's like, we're just going to get every single objective. As Arya does a great job there, still has that Banshee's Veil available as the TP is coming in. Canyon pretty low. You see Arya over the top once again. The engage from Life as the rest of KT not really getting on in there as the flash comes forward from Showmaker, but he's getting burst down. He's going to have that Zhonya's though, and Duckdom is so safe on the backside the entire time. Perfect positioning. Cuz is trying to get on top of him, but he will survive. As a triple kill here for Duckdom, and Arya will be the last one to go down. Damwon, they will end up with the victory with the Infernal Soul and push down mid.
Their first win in a Game 3 of the season. It took 5, but they will finally close this one out. They had the better composition for the late game. KT's composition had a few great engages early, but they weren't able to hold on to the lead. They did their best. They played around a slow and patient Damwon in the side lanes, but it is Damwon who take the last Baron and take the game here in the end.
Still got the win.
I think the atmosphere in Damwon is definitely not amazing right now, right? You lost to DRX, and KT kind of bopped you in game 1 pretty hard, so you're not feeling like, I am the dominant Damwon that's about to take the Spring Trophy. Not yet. You've got a lot of work to do. I think maybe that's why the mood is a little bit more somber and calms there at the end.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Jason for the POG interview translation, joined by the solo POG of Damwon Canyon. First win of the second round, and your contention for the top spot is still going on. How do you feel? You really had to win in order to get back on the third place. But that was our goal, and I'm happy that we were able to make it happen. And this is only the beginning of the second round robin, but you already collected 1,000 POG points so far. Did you see that? I had no idea, to be honest. Your highest record was actually 1,000 points in 2019 summer. Are you looking forward to getting more POGs and winning the award? I've never imagined that I will be able to make it happen so fast, so it feels surreal. But I will keep working hard. I also wonder how far Canyon will go with the POG points. And this was your first Game 3 victory of the split. This is our first 2-0 victory, I know. So I'm happy. Yeah, even Duckdom mentioned that this is our first 2-0 victory, 2-1 victory. So were you guys a little bit worried about your Game 3 win rate? Not really, but as we got into Game 3, we really wanted to make sure that we all stay calm and we don't get nervous. So I think because that was the main reason why we lost Game 3 so far. Let's get back to game number 1. Rascal played Jace after 2 years. You see that coming? We actually didn't, so we kind of excluded that as an option. and rounded out our draft, so we didn't see it coming at all. How did Damwon Kia react after seeing that Jace lock in from KT Rolster? We're like, yeah, like he's playing Jace, let's do our best. Something like that. I guess Damwon Kia was not too worried about Rascal's Jace. In game 2, Kenyan, you were able to get some solo kills in the jungle, and that was very decisive for the victory. Do you remember that kill around the Raptors? Yes. So it's not that easy to get a kill onto Xin Zhao as a Lee Sin. So did you calculate everything and like for sure you're gonna make it happen? If Xin Zhao flashed away, I would not been able to make the kill, but he actually took the fight, so I was able to get the kill. In game 3, we had Malzahar from Showmaker as a counter into LeBlanc. Well, this is not a champion that wins lane hard early on, so what was the plan in that pick? First off, as Malza is level 6, he is a very effective counter into LeBlanc, especially heading into the teamfight stage. So post level 6, we wanted to play around the mid and jungle synergy, and we were able to kind of get the best value. Game 3, another pop-up performance from your Lee Sin, so we have a replay to watch together. Let's take a look. Do you remember this moment? Yeah. You exactly delivered that Kalista on the side of KT Rolster. I mean, even at this point in the game, the team fight didn't, look that easy for us. So I was feeling like I have to make something happen. I have to make a kick for us to win the team fight. Yeah, I mean, I thought we could just easily outrange them and win the late game team fights, but we were not. So I was kind of desperate to make something happen and set up for plays to find the breakthrough. And we did ask you about Graves' jungle, but this time around it was Bertle playing Graves. Do you still think that Graves' jungle is a good option? Yeah, because that's a flex pick. That's the reason why we locked it in. And the biggest strength is that this champion can go either top or jungle role. So if you can kind of pilot that really good, it's still very viable. Your next opponent is T1, the only undefeated team in the LCK Spring. T1 is really strong, they're doing a great job. It's gonna be a rough one for us for sure, but we will do our best in order to win that series as well. And this is the end of the interview from Kenya, from Damwon Kia, and back to Atlas and Chronicler. Thank you.